Tonight on Debate Amongst Friends, NFL news including Kelvin Benjamin calling out Cam Newton's accuracy. Jalen Ramsey says these quarterbacks are trash. TAS. Wait a minute, we're going to talk about it. And implications of Carmelo joining the Rockets and more starting now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Debate Amongst Friends. This is episode 3 of the Sports Podcast on August 15, 2018. I am your host. And don't call me Dr. Robotnik because I may bring the chaos. I am the Professor John Guy. Now is by my side, the reigning, defending, undisputed podcast champion of the world, my client, Brock Ocean. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing well. Just doing my podcast best on these Wednesdays that we call Podcast Wednesday.
Podcast night.
Podcast Wednesday.
Are you going to start this?
No, I'm not going to do
this.
I'm not going to do that.
But it's great to see you again, sir. And we're great to see everyone else, too, out there. Glad you decided to join us. We have ourselves a pretty good show. If you haven't seen the doc doing a certain thing, he's hype because a guy signed for $2.4 million for 1 year. And we're going to get straight into it. Carmelo, don't you dare call me trash. Anthony,
right. Which is
signed
so
with the Houston
ridiculous.
Rockets for $2.4 million on 1 year contract. I'm not going to lie. I'm excited for it because I've been, high on Carmelo Anthony for a while. I've basically, reprimanded people for saying certain things about Mr. Anthony. And I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen with this. I really am.
So I think, first of all, I think Carmelo gets way too much heat.
I feel like we're going to be saying that a lot in this episode.
I think we're going to say that the rest of 2018 because it's something that is fully, it's one of those statements that I just feel like is so appropriate for these moments. I mean, sometimes you got to strike while somebody's white hot and he just gets way too much heat. I mean, listen, the guy's not like 40 or 50 years old. I mean, he's, 33, 34 years old. He still scored in the teens last year with the Thunder, with a team that didn't even really have a game plan for him. It was just like, hey, we got Carmelo Anthony. We got rid of Enes Kanter. Hey, Carmelo, we want you to just kind of stay over there. We'll pass you the ball, and then you kind of do your own thing. And then later on, it's like, maybe you should come off the bench, or maybe you should just stay on the corner and take that PJ Tucker corner 3 for us.
Wow.
I mean, I'm just saying. Let me tell you, Trevor Ariza and PJ Tucker, that's what they did, and they're happy with that. Think about it like this. James Harden.
But we're talking about a person who was, top 10 in the NBA.
I agree.
Are you really? Wait a minute. For someone who you claim get too much heat unnecessarily, did you just compare PJ Tucker, Trevor Ariza to Carmelo Anthony? Did you just do that?
That's what don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't even understand.
Don't do that.
I don't even. I'll never get it. Go.
Don't do that. That was great. great. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's the way.
And FYI, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I am still calling you out, Mr. Smith. I'm going to make fun of you every week until I'm sitting across from you on that debate desk. Come talk to Professor John Gotti.
Oh my goodness. But no, I think that's not my comparison. I think that's what they did in OKC. I think that's what they wanted. They wanted him to play that Trevor Ariza, that PJ Tucker, just sit over there in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Russ is so fast. He's going to drive the lane, lay it up, miss, get the rebound, reset it himself, pass the ball out, catch the ball himself, and then dribble, penetrate again, and then kick it out to Carmelo. Which in this Houston offense, it's so fluid. You think about it. They don't run any real plays for Clint Capella.
Nope.
They don't run any plays for Trevor Ariza. They didn't run any plays for PJ Tucker. It was really just 2 plays ran, Chris Paul, James Harden. And a lot of times they ran that same play where you come over here.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Yes
they
and no.
They do have some set plays for Clint Capella.
I don't think so. I think it just looks that way.
And here's why I'm saying this. So and I get what you're saying, but
Absolutely.
here's the deal though. How many times have we seen a high screen?
Absolutely.
Now if it's with Trevor Ariza, PJ Tucker, Gordon, like any of those guys, yeah, you could probably make that claim. But if you see the big man rolling down to the basket,
well, pick and roll.
9.555 repeating, of course. You know exactly what's about to happen.
It depends. It depends.
They're gonna toss it up to the big man. They're gonna toss it up to the big man. Clint Capella is gonna go up there and get it.
It's because sometimes he doesn't.
You're a Rockets fan. If anything, you should be saying this.
No. Because a lot of times they do that pick, and they want to see if they're gonna switch. Think about it. James Harden's going to try to cook anybody. I mean, he's going to try to cook anybody. So if they're switching, then James Harden's going to try to cook this person. They're not going to, let's say they switch, they're not going to throw it in, which I would love if Clint Capella worked with the Dream this offseason and he just starts developing a hook. You know what I mean? That's all we need is a little hook, a little jumper, the little Dwight Howard, whatever that was. We need that from Clint Capella. That would be great, which I thought when Clint came out of Switzerland, I thought he was a shooter from what I remember seeing in the clips.
Yes.
But whatever, that's fine. He wants to roll to the basket and get paid $20 to $25 million a year. That's fine. Now, when you bring in Carmelo Anthony, I think the thing that people fail to realize is that Eric Gordon could easily be a starter on this team. And as some other people have said, Eric Gordon could be a starter on a lot of other teams.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, Carmelo and Eric Gordon, if they were to come off the bench at the same time together with the likes of Gerald Green and some of the other young players, maybe Nene if he's coming back. You got Joe Chi out there. I finally figured out how to say his name, Joe Chi. You got the young Bucks out there. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing what Michael Carter-Williams can do if he can penetrate like he used to. I know he used to be a great guy who can get to the cup and, pretty long defender. But I think with Carmelo coming off the bench with those guys who aren't real, I guess, shot creators outside of Eric Gordon, Gerald Green can put it up with the best of them. I mean, I tell you, he's gonna shoot the ball. But Nene's not. I mean, he's just not that guy that he once was. Joe Chi's not that guy. Some of these other young guys, they're just not there yet. Carmelo's going to come in and shine if he does come off the bench. They're going to run plays for him specifically. If Carmelo starts, he'll be that third cog. He's going to be in the corner. They might occasionally run that ISO for him, which people are going to say it's going to slow down the offense. But there are times where Chris Paul has an ISO. But nobody talks about that. James Harden gets ISOs all the time. It just, when we're in transition, we're not going to say, hey, slow it up so we can run this ISO. Everybody's going to run. Whoever's got the open going to take the three. I expect Carmelo will still get about 12 to 15 shots a game because, if Carmelo's open on the three, you can't pass on that sweet-looking jumper. And you just got to kind of go for it. If it's mid-range, it's mid-range. I was listening to a podcast, I think yesterday, where they were saying that the Rockets don't do any mid-range. And I'm like, well, that's not true because Chris Paul shoots mid-range jumpers a lot. He's like the only person on the team, from what I can remember, that really shot the mid-range jumper. But you bring in Carmelo, who can not only shoot from the three-point line, but can also come in and hit that mid-range jumper. I mean, stop it, guys. Stop it. I'm not trying to hear that. I think it's going to be successful. I know all the haters are going to hate, and I just feel like he gets way too much heat for this.
I feel like that you're only saying this now because he's now a Rocket. But I'm going to let you have this.
I'm trying to think here. If I would have said that, I mean, I could see if I said that LeBron got way too much heat, or if, Joakim Noah gets way too much heat, but that's
Did you just say that?
I mean, he does. I think he gets way too much. He was hurt last year. Give the guy a break. Come on, Skip. Give the guy a Come on, Skip. Give the guy a break.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
The guy was hurt last year. Give the guy a break. Give some Hennessy.
Come on, Skip. Skip.
Skip.
Oh my gosh, we're so gonna get sued. Scott, get the cash ready. we're gonna have to just go away for a while.
I mean, talking about Hennessy though, I think you got a sponsor over there, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it's alcoholic beverage. I don't know if it's Special J through LP. I mean, you just let me know what kind of doctor you got over there today.
I don't have any of that crap.
Okay. So make sure you don't got no doctor.
That's straight garbage. But what I do have is some premium ginger ale.
Now you know
from
what I said about ginger. Now you know what I said about ginger ale.
And we had this conversation just the other day. And I am a ginger ale connoisseur. I enjoy it. I've caused so much chaos because I said that Canada Dry is mid-tier in my opinion, and Seagram's is better than it.
It depends. I mean, if you get a good, sometimes Seagram's leaves a nasty aftertaste sometimes in my mouth. I'm not gonna lie. Depending on how cold it is, it has to be super cold, like not frozen, but like really, really cold. The only thing I like about Canada Dry is that they make those other flavors. Not so much that lemonade crap, but that cranberry joint is super good. I have to lay off it now because your boy's watching his macros. But I will say, my post on Facebook, the store brand ginger ales, they're just lacking ale.
Well, and I don't know if I will agree with you. However, I will say, out of the store brand ginger ale, and we talked about this on episode 1, the Big K brand, and I'm not talking baller brand, ladies and gentlemen.
You're not talking about Kmart either.
The Big K is one of the sleeping giants.
Now, I wonder if this is the Big K brand from Kmart, but being that Kmart's closed, they just shipped it to other stores.
No, this is the Big K, and the K stands for Kroger.
I'm going to go to Kroger and check it out. I'm going to go to Kroger this weekend. I'm going to get me some ginger ale. I'm going to say, I got some Dr. K from the K. Well, hopefully they don't close it down because there's so many grocery stores here that, I was looking on the news and apparently there's a grocery store war here because there's a Harris Teeter every 2 minutes. But I'm going to check this Dr. K out and see. Let's see what you got, Dr. K.
Hey, I'll tell you right now, you will not be disappointed. After you finish up that drink, just like if you finish up this drink, you will, to coin a phrase, have a tear in your eye.
Well, I have to make sure it's not a salty tear.
But all in all, though, I am ready to see what Carmelo Anthony does with the Houston Rockets. They're going to be very fun to watch this year. I'm looking forward to actually attending some of their games when they come out to the DFW area and face off against the Mavericks. I think I'm going to catch out, definitely watch that matchup live.
Yeah, I might swing out there for that one. I mean, I definitely want to see a little bit of this. I definitely want to see a few euros. You know, a little cooking. You know, I mean, I want to see it all. I'm there. I'm going to be there for it all.
That sounds like a circus event to me. No.
Think about it right here. Bam, bam, bam. I mean, it's going to be great.
Oh my goodness.
I can't wait. But I mean, we got some other subjects to cover. I mean, it seems like this is a week for beef. I feel like beef must be, high on stock this week.
Beef is in high demand because, the chicken's gone. Pork? There's no pork.
I think,
fish? Fish is still in the water, son. We can't bring that out there. Unless you're talking about a catch.
Wow. People must be going around making beef fillet.
Wow. Did you just do a Chick-fil-A joke?
Eat more beef. Because
wait, you can't use that one. They don't pay us.
I mean, there's no real such thing as eat more beef, though.
I mean, sometimes you just want protein.
This is true, but I mean, this is not the way to do it. And of course, I'm going to start with Kelvin Benjamin saying that Nathan Peterman is more accurate than Cam Newton. A guy who started his career with 5 interceptions is more accurate than Cam Newton, the MVP.
Yep.
A guy who led a team to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you, I was listening to not only Skip, but I think I was listening to, your nemesis, Stephen A. And they both kind of, agreed. Like, how can you get mad at Cam when they went to the Super Bowl without you?
Yes.
They went to the Super Bowl without you.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, it definitely sounds salty because that right there ain't sweet at all.
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe you just did that.
And speaking of sweet, though, sidebar, when you come back out here, we're going to have to try this place right here, 85 degrees. It is an excellent bakery. This red velvet cake is to die for. They have.
What is that? Velvet?
Oh man! I mean, what's that? Organic? Nah. But not only do they look good, look at the packaging.
Oh, look at that. 85 degrees. Cash Money Records holding it down for the 99 and the year 2000 right there.
So if you're out there in the DFW area, make sure you check out 85 Degree. The one that I went to is out there in Carrollton. The food's great.
I'll definitely check it out.
But back to the salty Benjamin. Ha.
Oh, I know you got some people touring out there, so I'll have to put my bid in to make my visit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, what is going on with Kelvin Benjamin? He came into camp 285 pounds as a wide receiver 1 year, and then he's throwing shade the next minute. I mean, I feel like he is the shade right now.
I think, well, first of all, he's docked this because no one really is paying attention to him because he's just like, all this is right here is, hey, no one's paying attention to me. Pay attention to me. Look at me. Like, it's a cry for help. Like, he's not the receiver he once was. Like, when they had Kelvin,
he ever really a number one receiver though? I don't think he ever got a chance to be that guy.
Yes, and I was going to say that next. So he came into Carolina to become the number one receiver because he's a big body. He can go out there. He can bring it up. People compared him to a very Dez-like person. And then he turned into trash.
Real quick.
Post injury. Because he had
real quick.
Yes. Like many receivers, they want to become the best in the league. They get injured. They come back with a vengeance. For some reason, Kelvin Benjamin, he got injured. Just
came back with
degress. He depreciated his value season after season after season. And now he wants to start off with this. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Now, and the funniest part about this whole thing is he had a confrontation with Cam Newton. I don't know if you saw this part.
Yeah.
And Cam went up to his face saying, okay, let's talk this out. Like, what's the
Absolutely.
beef? And Kelvin Benjamin, in all of his great wisdom and youthful progression, he said nothing. He walked away.
Let me tell you, my brother called me and he asked me, he said, did you see the video? And I said, absolutely. He said, I said, what it looked like to me, it was like, Cam went up to him. Hey, bro, what's going on? I saw you were talking about me. He was like, nah, man, you know how those reporters are, man. I ain't said that, man, but you know what the truth is, man. You played me out. I ain't even trying to hear that. And Cam said, come on, man. I mean, I'm over here. I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about because, you came into camp out of shape. I expected you to be there. You wasn't there. Come on, man. You already know, man. You the one that gave me all that food, man. I ain't even trying to hear that. And then, Cam come back and be like, bro, come on, man. Stop it, man. You the one that picked up the forks. You the one that didn't want to come to work. I tried to give you all the help. He's like, man, I don't even want to talk about this no more. All right, man. Well, you out there. I'm like, peace. That's the way I looked at it. I took it.
I took it as and I'm using a wrestling analogy. The heels in the ring, talking smack about the babyface. The babyface comes out, gets in his face, and looks like they're about to brawl, and then the heel just slinks out of the ring and walk away.
Out of the ring.
That's like exactly what this was to me.
Like the introduction to AOP on the main roster.
Chris, we're gonna have to shut the show down.
I mean, it's the way AOP got introduced. Remember, they beat up the jobbers, and then Titus Worldwide came down, and then they slid out of the ring
on their debut. That was not on their debut.
It felt like their debut.
It was not on their debut.
We're gonna call out their debut. It was their debut. That was really the real debut because that was the debut.
I know you want it to be that way, like in your heart of hearts, but it wasn't their debut.
It might as well have been their debut.
It really wasn't. In fact, Skip, on their, you know what?
Skip, was it not their debut?
No, and Skip will back me up on this.
Was that their first match without Paul?
It was, I believe, their first or second match without Paul.
Debut.
It's not their debut. Stop it.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It felt like a debut because they've been gone for so long, and then all of a sudden they're back.
Why would you even say something like that?
Their re-debut.
Hearing something like that just makes me want to just say blasphemous.
Wow. Where's the Hennessy?
It ain't here.
No, but I think that it did remind me of that heel story you just told. I do agree. Yes. I just think that, man to man, they were teammates. I heard that, Cam let Kelvin stay in his apartment, his house, like, hey, man, we're supposed to be boys. We're developing this chemistry. Mm-hmm. I expected you to be the guy, not Tegan Jr. I expected you to be the guy. And you
not just Cam, though. The coaching staff, the GM, the front office, and the owner.
Now, I don't know, but I mean, I know that they were saying that Cam needed a wide receiver. I'm sure somewhere in there, Cam said, if he's there, maybe we should take Kelvin Benjamin. He's 6'5", he's a big guy. He can go up and get the ball, everything you said. So maybe that's why Cam probably felt a little slighted about these comments because it's like, I think most of the time, Cam just throws slants. I don't even think he throws deep balls like that a lot. He throws a lot of slants.
No, he throws some deep balls, too.
I mean, looking at the NFC South, we went to that game last year.
If we think about like Cam's arsenal of throws, yes, I agree. Most of his is going to be within that 5 to 10 yard range.
Absolutely, he can bomb it though.
But he can bomb it. Like, let's not sit here and act like he doesn't, like he has a weak arm or something like that.
I'm not questioning his arm strength. I'm talking about their system. Their system doesn't really
let's not sit here and pull a Stephen A. Smith and put our own heads up our bungholes, okay?
God, come on, Skip.
With some fake facts. Or pull a LaShannon Sharp by saying something is true, but you have no clue what you're talking about.
But see, I don't think I would never say that Cam doesn't have arm strength. I don't think that Cam lacks accuracy either. Yeah. I think that's where Kelvin Benjamin might have took it too far because now you're going to a team that has AJ McCarron and Nathan Peterman as the guys. and they're not going to be Cam Newton. AJ McCarron, great Alabama quarterback. I believe it was Alabama or Georgia, one or the other. Was it?
It was Alabama.
Georgia? Alabama. Great Alabama quarterback, but a lot of Alabama quarterbacks similar.
They do well in the NFL. In fact, I believe the guy right across from me, this Doc fella, the beast of podcasting, said it himself. He did say that Alabama quarterbacks never do well.
They don't. Just like a few other school quarterbacks don't do well. I don't think a lot of Georgia quarterbacks do well. And you have to look at Florida quarterbacks that don't do well. Florida State quarterbacks, some of them don't do well, which I'm hoping that Jameis can kind of break that. But, right now,
doesn't look that way at all.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he can break it. But, we'll see. That's all I can do is say we'll see. I think it comes down to coaching, and you just got to go out there and do what they got to do. But for him to question Cam's accuracy is kind of ridiculous. But what did you think about Cam's comeback, saying that he wished his teammates would be like this wall over here? How they don't change, and he comes in and it's brick, and it's it's sturdy. The color doesn't change. It doesn't gain any weight. What did you think about this wall analogy that he used there?
The way that I took it was he wants people to stay true to themselves.
Absolutely.
Don't change like the weather outside. Don't be a thunderstorm outside the previous day and then 102 today. I think that's what he's trying to say. Are you going to be a brick wall? Okay, you're a brick wall. You're going to be a brick wall today, tomorrow, a year from now, 5 years from now, after you retired, you're still a brick wall. Now, we're not saying that people can't change over time. We're not going to say that. But for you to pull a 180 like Mr. Benjamin did, and I don't mean
a year into the beginning of his career, it wasn't even I could see if it was 5 or 6 years. I don't even think T.O. changed until his 4th or 5th year.
Exactly.
Then he started going crazy. But Kelvin Benjamin, he's a good player, but I don't think he's that good to be out here challenging,
I'm surprised I didn't hear someone that other pissant Nick Wright say, well, who the bleep is Kelvin Benjamin? Not even saying who the bleep is Kelvin Benjamin in regards to this conversation. It's just who the bleep is Kelvin Benjamin.
I agree. I just think that if he didn't come in
so hot,
overweight that one camp.
Yeah.
If he didn't come in overweight last year, he's probably still in Carolina. He's not even talking about this. What probably happened is, I'm telling you, they probably went to Cam and said, hey, what do you think about Kevin? Should we keep him? And he probably was like, no, and then they let him go. But it's what can Cam do? You came in 40 to 50 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
What can Cam do?
You can't blame anyone else for that. That's on you. That's talking about your eating regimens, your workout schedules, if you're actually working out.
Right.
Keep it up with your cardio. Making sure that your hands are still good to be able to catch balls the way that you was before you got drafted by that very same team. There's so many different variables that Kelvin Benjamin didn't take account of and didn't embrace to not put himself in the situation. Now he's a laughingstock when it comes to this situation because you look like a punk.
Ridiculous.
You look like a straight up punk.
And I don't think his 40 time before he gained all that weight. He was a 4'6" guy, so he's not a fast guy. So you put on 30, 40 pounds,
now you're possibly a 5'2".
You're a lineman. Yeah, look, and a lot of linemen are running faster than that.
Mm-hmm.
He was barking up tight end status. But listen, I think it was hilarious. But I think, as some of the other analysts said today, if I'm Cam, I'm letting it ride. I ain't even gonna worry about it no more.
If I'm Cam, I'm just
Yeah.
Brushing it off because he's your past now. Just keep going with the future. Like if he's going to keep on enjoying, let TMZ handle it.
Absolutely. I agree. Absolutely. Now, speaking of letting someone handle something. So, Jalen Ramsey. He's suspended.
Shutdown corner for the Jacksonville Jaguars. For those that don't know.
Yep.
Reference.
He's been suspended until next Monday, doing whatever detrimental to the team's rules. And then he just starts coming out of nowhere saying people are trash. TAS, wait. One guy that hasn't even played an NFL game yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't even played a game.
An official NFL game for the regular season, not preseason, because we at Debate Amongst Friends do not consider preseason canon.
I mean, not practice. We're talking about a game.
Talk about a game.
And he's already trash. Not only is Josh Allen trash, but Matt Ryan is overrated. Is that fair? All right, hold on.
Okay.
If you remove Julio Jones, is Matt Ryan still a great quarterback?
I would say Matt Ryan would be a so-so quarterback without Julio Jones. And that is based off of whatever scheme they decide to run.
Now, let me ask, because, last year, Julio Jones only had 3 touchdowns last year. So, Muhammad Sanu came up big. I think they had some other wide receivers that came up big. He had 20 touchdowns. Only 3 of them went to Julio. He's not doo-doo, though. Overrated.
But at the same time, how much attention does Julio get, though?
Oh, Julio gets a lot of attention.
Okay.
He burned us up real bad last year. The Bucs, 250-something yards. In every corner that they put on him, it didn't matter. Cover 3, cover 4, cover 8. It didn't matter. Hey, listen,
I don't think I don't think you should ever play cover 8 and have 8 people. Watching.
Everybody just drop back to pass.
I feel like that might be a very if I was if I was the offensive coordinator that play defensive coordinator, I'm like, coach, I don't think that's a good idea at all. Shut up. Okay.
Do it. 3 people rush, 8 people just drop back.
That's terrible.
Everybody focus on Julio.
That's terrible out there.
It is, but I can see Mike Smith's eyes just widening up like he's getting ready for that cover 8. But he also predicted, which I can understand this, Deshaun Watson and Jared Goff. Well, really more Deshaun Watson being considered a future MVP.
I agree. I believe we said that last season as well.
Yeah, if he doesn't get hurt, I think they might win a playoff game. Mm-hmm. Dare I say, they may have beaten the Patriots.
They almost beaten the Patriots during the regular season.
Right. So I think that
I don't think anything would have changed. The only thing that would have happened was they would have gotten over that hump. They would have had that Steve Young moment during the regular season. Someone get this monkey off my back.
Now, he also went on to say that Jared Goff is average to above average, and Ben Roethlisberger is decent at best.
In fact, he said, it's not Big Ben, it's AB, Antonio Brown, for those that don't know. We got to add context.
Absolutely.
Big Ben slings the ball a lot of the times. He just slings it, and his receivers go get it. I played him twice last year, and he really disappointed me. Is he incorrect, though?
See, he's looking at it from the grand scheme of things with when he's playing.
We're not talking about Big Ben's legacy. Let's take the legacy out of the picture.
He's just talking about last season.
Last season. We're talking about last season Big Ben, the same Big Ben that didn't know if he wanted to retire or not before the season started.
What I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. He's that guy, the guy who didn't know if he wanted to retire, the guy he doesn't even know if he likes to play football anymore. I mean, maybe that's what shows on the field, that guy who he doesn't know if he wants to really play.
Well, that's a very.
I thought Jared Goff was okay.
I thought so too.
I mean, they gave him a lot of weapons. I guess being average to above average is a compliment as a young player. But I mean, he's a young player.
I actually agree with you.
Let me tell you though, I will say this: I was watching a highlight video, which I think I've seen this several times, but every time I see it, I can't help but watch it. Deion Sanders.
Prime time.
21st and prime. I will say that Jalen Ramsey does give me that prime time feeling. I don't know if he has the skills just yet, but he gives me that feeling that he could be somebody that's a great corner if he just perfects his craft and stops jaw jacking.
That's fair.
Cut the jaw jacking
out there grandstanding and hot dogging.
Right. I don't dance unless there's music. I won't be intimidated. Cut the jaw jacking, and I guarantee this guy's going to be the next prime time if he just calms it down a little bit. I mean, the Jacksonville defense is pretty good, but I mean, to come out and call quarterbacks like Andrew Luck, he's just not that good. He's not that good. I mean, I'm glad he ain't saying anything about Jameis.
I don't think anyone wants to say anything about Jameis because we don't even know if Jameis is going to be in the league.
I think Jameis is going to be in the league. I think a lot of these young guys, I mean, when you look at a lot of the young quarterbacks, like obviously you think about Brady. I mean, because you think about it, that's an easy one.
You know what? Let's go. I have the list of the different quarterbacks he talked about. So
sure.
We're going to do a hot fire, ladies and gentlemen, where I will explain what Mr. Ramsey said about a quarterback, and the doc will give his agreed, not agree. Sure. Or, you know what? We'll do a fair or foul. We'll make it more interesting.
Fair foul.
All right, let's get started. Aaron Rodgers does not suck. Wait, does not. You need to wait for me to finish before you say that. I didn't say this is the list of the quarterbacks he said sucks. Let's.
Okay.
I
still think that's foul.
That Aaron Rodgers does not suck?
Aaron Rodgers not only does not suck, but he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He shouldn't even have said the word suck, because that's just implying that, hey, he doesn't suck, but he's not great. That's underhanded. That's an underhanded slap.
Well, I mean, once again,
underhanded compliment.
Let's just still take it as, we're looking at it from the outside looking in. Like, he's looking at it as, I need to still defend my quarterback. So I need to depreciate the value of the other quarterbacks.
You can't depreciate the quarterback when your quarterback's actually the one that's kind of trash.
Let's keep going because it's going to get interesting. Okay. Tom Brady does not suck.
I guess that's fair. I mean, if we're going with that, I mean, these are ridiculous, though. I mean, I gotta hear the. I guess I gotta hear the. So if he's saying these guys don't
let's keep
suck,
going. Let's keep going. Marcus Mariota, great for the Titans.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
You're not reacting as violently now.
That's fair.
Like, where's the reaction on that one? You just said that's fair, and you just start chuckling.
Because to say that these other guys do not suck is so underhanded. Like, it's such an underhanded compliment. Like,
it's such passive aggressive.
If he would have just said, he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. Mariota, average. Great for the Titans. You know what I mean?
But that's what made it so entertaining, and that's why everyone's talking about it.
But that's like saying Alex Smith, great for the Chiefs.
But
it was okay for the Chiefs. He got them to the playoffs. He got the 49ers to the playoffs. I mean, I don't know if he's going to do that for Washington. I mean,
It depends. NFC East is always a carnival ride.
Right.
You never know who's gonna get off. All right. So Tyrod Taylor, actually a better quarterback than he gets credit for because he does not make mistakes.
What in the world? This guy must have got suspended because he's been smoking something good, because this is ridiculous.
Are you saying that he's pulling his Roman card?
So you're telling me that you say Aaron Rodgers does not suck, who also doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Freaking Tom Brady, who doesn't suck, also doesn't make a lot of mistakes. But Tyrod Taylor,
I feel like you're pound for pound comparing each person. I believe what he's trying to say with Tyrod Taylor is people don't give him as much credit as a quarterback because he played for the Bills before.
I don't think so. I agree. They don't give him enough credit. Wow, I can't believe he's doing this to us. Yeah. No,
he's doing it to you because you're sitting there just losing your cool about this. Like I agreed it's fair. But I'm not comparing the apples to apples for these quarterbacks. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it just based off. I'm looking at it based off and that's why the media suck.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Okay, continue.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Not sure if he's sold on the hype yet.
Super fair.
Okay, I agree. Deshaun Watson. He'll be the league MVP in a couple of years. That's fair. Pending, barring injuries. We're not wishing on injuries.
Absolutely.
Knock on wood. Carson Wentz. He says Wentz and Watson will be battling for the MVP trophy for the next 5 to 10 years.
Foul.
Ooh.
I think that there will be
another?
There are going to be one or two other people in the mix, Jameis included.
I'm going to keep reading now. Nope. So we're going to omit his foul comment now.
Oh, my God.
I need that stricken off the record books, Your Honor.
Wow.
I'll allow it. Jared Goff, average to above average for what his team asked him to do. Yeah, he's good.
That's fair. Yeah, it's fair.
I feel like it's bordering between fair and foul.
Well, I think I say that because you saw him with dang it, what's that coach's name that always gets a job? Jeff Fisher. You saw with Jeff Fisher, I didn't think they were great. They asked him to do too much. I think the new coach kind of simplified it for him. And that made the team better.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm looking for the Cowboys fans because Dak Prescott is next.
Oh, Lord. Please don't be anything terrible.
Good. All right. Okay. But Cowboys run through Zeke. That is fair.
That's Avengers fair.
That is not fair. Chaotic at all.
I think that's super fair because
I felt like I said this a lot of times and people got upset.
Well, I think they're going to need to go through Zeke this year, especially because they do lose Dez, who, even though he didn't get in the end zone, he did catch it 70 to 80 balls. Then you lose Jason Witten also. So, and I think they lost another receiver.
Wait, really quickly, just talk about Zeke. Did you hear Skip Bayless say that? No, it was Skip said that Zeke could potentially be Marshall Faulk. What?
I did.
Like, I'm over here doing the gif of.
Bitch, what? What are you talking about?
Oh my!
I agree. I heard it. I was out taking my daily walk, and I was literally laughing past the 8,000 step mark, and I was like, Skip, what the heck are you talking about? He ain't gonna be no dang Marshall Faulk. He can't run those slants. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I think Shannon was saying that he was going to be able to run no dig route. And I agree. I don't think he's going to be able to run
I can't see him doing that. Like you can't magically make a prototypical running back into Le'Veon Bell. It just doesn't work.
Right.
Like there's 3 running backs in the league right now that has that Marshall Faulk skill set. Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley, David Johnson.
I agree. And hopefully Saquon Barkley. But, we haven't seen him play an NFL game yet. Right. His hamstring's already been tweaked.
Exactly. So the verdict is still out on him yet. So let's continue.
Mm-hmm. Continue.
Kirk Cousins, a winner, a competitor. Coming off the play action, he's the best quarterback in the league.
Foul. That's foul. I can't believe you.
Wait, are you saying you don't like that?
I don't like that at all. and that's what I'm saying. You would have to go back and compare that to the other ones because it's like Aaron Rodgers is a beast
on play action.
Comes to play action.
I agree with that.
He overstepped with that one. I'm not.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that one at all. Like I felt like.
I mean, how can he speak so highly of Kirk Cousins? Like, what in the world is this guy on?
I think he's trying to like hype up these other quarterbacks. I mean, I think he's been on like Facebook, NFL memes, and seeing the disrespect a lot of these quarterbacks are getting. But that goes without saying. So he says Derek Carr is good.
That's in between fair and foul.
Okay. I'll probably say it's like a sliver over fair.
Yes, because I mean,
it's like a sliver over fair.
I would say that Derek Carr is going to need the same treatment that Jared Goff is getting, where they're going to have to design a system specifically that works. But if you remove Amari Cooper, he falls in line with Matt Ryan.
Yes.
Who he might be pretty average.
This one's going to be funny. Eli. It's not really Eli. I think it's Odell Beckham Jr. I won't say Eli's good. I'll say Odell's good, and their connection is good.
False. Foul. I think that Eli. First of all, Eli got benched. And I think what he did with the likes of Sterling Shepard when he played and he got hurt, and he had to throw to tight ends who wasn't catching the ball. You had an offensive line that wasn't blocking. Yeah,
they still don't have a good offensive line.
I mean, they signed the best tackle in
who came for the Patriots.
So
who came for the Patriots. He was part of the 2 Super Bowl losses with the Patriots against the Giants. Like, come on, stop.
They drafted a lineman that, I know the Bucks wanted, who's pretty aggressive. I think he tried to fight somebody. I just can't. I'm going to give that a foul.
Okay. That's fair. Russell Wilson, not Westbrook. Good. Good leader, too.
Fair.
Okay.
I mean, that's fair. Russell's good. Mr. Triple-Double.
We already talked about Big Ben, so we'll skip that.
Sure.
Drew Brees, he says he's the fan of Drew Brees.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
I can't even say fair or foul to that. I mean, he's just a fan. I don't know.
We'll just put a question mark on it and just keep
going. Please.
Andrew Luck, I don't really think he's that good.
So we're not talking about career. We're talking about, the last couple of years. I would have to say that's fair. I think the Indianapolis Colts should have traded Andrew Luck and tried to get somebody else.
I feel like Andrew Luck is in a bad situation with the Colts.
It's a nightmare.
And I feel like if he was on a different team, he wouldn't say that. I don't think that would have been a fair statement. I wouldn't think that would be a true statement at all. But so I agree. That's fair. Yeah, but I agree. That's definitely a fair statement. Ryan Tannehill. He says he don't know much about him.
Again, the injury. Tannehill.
Miami?
Yeah, I know.
He's just there. He's just there.
He was hurt last year.
He signed a big contract too before last season.
He got hurt in the preseason. He didn't play, so I guess he wouldn't know about him because he didn't play against him.
Nope. Matthew Stafford, he do what he got to do.
That is so fair. That's probably one of the truest statements he made this whole thing.
Because
he do got to do what he got to do.
I think we both like Matthew Stafford's game.
That should have been number one, but I don't think he's saying that. I think he's just saying he really got to do what he got to do. You got Calvin Johnson, I'm going to throw it up to him. You don't got Calvin Johnson, I got to find Golden Tate. I mean, he just do what he do. They don't win a lot of games, but...
No, they don't win a lot of games at all. So keep it going. Phillip Rivers, pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Okay, take the NFC South biasness out of the situation.
I mean, Phillip Rivers, not any NFC South. He's okay.
I'm gonna keep on going because I feel like the next one's gonna have you laughing. Matt Ryan, overrated.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what we talked about. I mean, if you remove Julio, he's a game manager. I think that's foul. I don't think Matt's that bad. Maybe he's looking at it from the 28-3 perspective.
Yes.
He must be looking at it from that perspective.
Yes, that's exactly how he's looking at it.
Yeah.
Next one, Jersey Joe Flacco sucks. I played him 2 years in a row. He sucks.
I think Joe is definitely on the decline. Yeah, I think I would like to see RG3 start this year if it's possible, but I don't think that's going to be possible.
I think that's going to happen.
It would be nice because I think RG3 is finally settled down.
They now have two quarterbacks who are hungry.
Like, you got to be hungry, LeBron.
Like, you see this?
Oh, wow.
I want a W. Wait, in fact, okay, it's pretty good, but I still want the W.
Wow, I can't believe you brought that back.
Let's see the W tonight. Let's see the W.
A guy takes one too many W's. And he can't live it down.
No, it is immortalized. But I agree. That's a fair statement, though, for Joe Flacco. He said Lamar Jackson's going to be good.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. I also agree with that. I say that's in between fair and fouls right there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say anything yet. Baker Mayfield, if they want that type of quarterback, confident, get out of the pocket, throw on a run, big plays, charisma, then yeah, I understand Baker going number one.
Yeah. I was shocked by it, but yeah.
I was not because I called it.
The Browns being Browns, I guess. I mean,
I called my shot.
I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie, because I mean, and I haven't watched Rosen. I watched Sam Darnold, and I did watch Baker. I would say Darnold looked a little better, but yeah. I mean, that's just one preseason game, so we'll see what happens.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the shot he took at Josh Allen.
That was so wrong. I mean, Josh, maybe he's looking at it from the draft perspective with them not knowing whether he loves football or not.
Yes.
Maybe he sees Josh Allen, as no, I was thinking Josh Rosen. Josh Allen, I haven't even seen Josh Allen play yet. That's the one from Kentucky or something, right?
I thought it was UCLA.
That's Josh Rosen.
No, Wyoming. Sorry.
Wyoming. There you go.
Yes.
There you go, Wyoming.
Yeah, you had to remind me. I'm like, nope, it's Wyoming then. Because one was UCLA and then the other one was Wyoming.
That's Rosen. So, okay. So this is from Wyoming. He got a big arm. I mean.
He does.
I wonder does he say anything? Why does he think he sucks though? I mean, what the heck?
Once again, it's really hard for me to say anything about these rookies right now.
Well, he's just saying, okay, so what I'm showing is he says that they played, every time they played a big school like Iowa, which considered to him is not a big school, he threw a whole bunch of interceptions and they lost by a couple of touchdowns. He never beat a big school. It actually says here, if you look at the big games against the big schools, it was, quote unquote, hella interceptions, hella turnovers. Yo, if you're this good, why couldn't you do better? He fits the mold. He's big, tall, he's a quarterback, big arm, supposedly. I don't see it.
But we just got finished talking about AJ McCarron.
I agree.
I mean, Tim Tebow has 2 national championships.
Tim Tebow also has a playoff win.
And a playoff win.
I agree.
A playoff win that Skip Bayless continually talks about.
He does. And honestly, that was the last time Demaryius Thomas was really important and big. That one catch. I think it was him.
It was him, but what?
I don't feel like he's done anything since Tebow. I think them locking. Oh yeah, I guess they won a Super Bowl. I don't think he was playing during that Super Bowl like that though. He still wasn't playing that great to me.
He was playing great when Peyton Manning was playing there.
According to this logic of Matt Ryan that they're giving, that makes him overrated.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna throw Matt Ryan under the bus, and take Julio away, if you take Peyton Manning away and Demaryius Thomas kind of disappears, I mean, that means he's overrated.
Oh, no, he didn't only just disappear. People forgot his name.
Yeah, you see, I thought of him with Tebow. I'm just saying. So we'll see what happens. I mean, football's still young. I mean, it's only week 2 of the preseason. I know the Bucs play Saturday, so we're going to see what happens.
I'm looking forward to it.
Any other names on that list?
Nope, that's it.
I'm surprised. I mean, so what do you think about the guys that he didn't name? I mean, he didn't even name Jameis. I can't believe that.
I think that was a great PR move for him not putting Jameis Winston's name out there because, Jameis need to take care of Jameis.
He does.
He needs to take care of himself. Like, whatever he needs done, like, get it all together, put it in the backpack, and toss it out so he can come back to play football. Like, he needs to do something. I don't know what it is, though.
All right. So, I mean, I know we're down to, our last couple of minutes here. We got some final thoughts. I thought we would have a more interactive final thought session because I wanted to ask you, how do you feel?
How do I feel
about C.J. McCollum's consistent tweets and calling out of other players? I mean, I've been looking here, and it's funny because somebody on my Facebook asked me, well, first of all, more heat towards Carmelo. That's how it started. And I said, it's going to be different playing with his friend, right? So he says, well, what about the competition of the league? And I said, the NBA players now have turned to playing chess, not checkers.
Yes.
They're not concerned about competition. They're concerned about winning. So if they are to join a team that can get them those W's that they can actually eat, I mean, the guy catches W's with his teeth. Ninja, please.
Ninja, please.
Ninja, please, exactly. But C.J. McCollum says that he's – what's the word I want to say he used here? Let's see. He is fed up. He feels as though the players are SAWFT for trying to team up. And one fan named Jennifer says that he should stop talking, basically, until he wins a playoff game.
Wait a minute.
That's what Jennifer Williams at Chocolate Light 1980.
I feel like the Trailblazers won a playoff game. Did she say a playoff game or series?
She said game.
Because if it was series, I would understand that. But I believe they won a playoff game since he's been drafted.
I think she's on that same logic that Jalen Ramsey. She's only looking at last year when they got swept. You can't do that. I get it.
No!
And then his response was, I'm trying, Jennifer. I'm trying.
Wait, hold on. I need to look this up because I feel like they won a game.
Bleacher Report says he's doing his best, Jennifer. That's what it says here. And now, if the people can see this, I don't know if they're going to be able to see it. There's this new "I'm trying, Jennifer" T-shirt.
That's messed up.
I don't know if the people can see this here. I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's see. "I'm trying, Jennifer" T-shirt. I don't know if the people can see that. I hope they can see it.
The worst part is people are going to buy it too.
Yeah, so no, they should go ahead and buy that trash shirt. TAS.
I can't believe they did that.
I mean, yeah, I can understand why you would say that, but I mean, is that fair or foul?
That's foul. That's foul. What?
But she's looking at this past season where they got swept. That's all she's thinking about. She might not even watch basketball.
She doesn't watch. Okay, let's.
She might not watch basketball.
In fact, they did. They won a series in 2015, 2016. Are you?
Know who they beat in 2015, 2016?
The Clippers.
I mean, you know who they beat before that? Chandler Parsons. You know, I know they won a game. They won several games.
That was the year before that one.
I know.
That was the game before that one. That was the 3-pointer that broke your heart.
I was so excited. I remember because I woke my wife up. It was like 2 a.m, and
it was that very next one too. That's the funniest part because they showed it. It showed it on my phone. But like, okay, Jennifer, I get what you're trying to say. Now, had you said win a playoff series within the past 2 years or won a playoff game within the last 2 years, completely fair. What have you done for me lately? Logic. Completely 100% agree. But the fact you say you need to win a playoff game, period.
She got a T-shirt.
I got to throw the flag on that one. I got to throw the flag on that one. I got to throw the flag on that one. Like, come on.
T-shirt.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
come on. Jennifer Plez.
I agree.
Jennifer Plez. Stop it.
All right. So what do you got? I mean, you got anything? Any interactive final thoughts for your boy?
Yes. So speaking of people who get unnecessary heat,
Brock,
there was a very interesting article that I read the other day, actually, and I had to reread it again, which was talking about how NBA coaches are middle management and they get more blame than they deserve.
I agree. I think that also might have been, Skip and Shannon a discussion maybe a week or so ago. Because I mean, it is rough. You think about it, and this is kind of why I was happy that Jason Light of the Bucks got an extension for a year, and right now Dirk Cutter has not. Because sometimes you should separate the coach from the GM, unless the GM is just not showing any promise. Like, for example, the Giants GM, David Reese.
Yeah, that was that was toxic.
I can believe that because David Reese. I mean, he built 2 Super Bowl winners. I mean, come on. I mean, David Reese. I would have never expected.
It's still another. What have you done for me lately?
And that's where we look at people like the Jeff Fishers. Think about even the candidates, the Marvin Lewis. Don't let me skip Marvin Lewis. Think about the candidates that were for the Knicks and the people that you were so mad about, the Mike Woodsons.
Yep.
The people who had a chance. I mean, people who had a chance and they're talking about bringing these people back again. Why?
Which I'm so glad they didn't do that.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad.
But I agree. I do think that coaches get way too much heat.
Yes. But
way too much.
And I start, thinking about it, crunching the numbers, and it makes me think of another coach that had an issue that we both said, yeah, he didn't get a fair shake at all. David Blatt.
David Blatt got set up for the okie doke.
And it made me think of what happened with David Blatt could potentially happen to Luke Walton. There is a common denominator, and his name is LeBron James.
LeBron James. I mean, but
like as soon as LeBron signed, people already started to talk about, well, Luke Walton's job is now on the line because now he needs to show up. They have to make it to the finals now.
That's not possible. I mean, let me take that back. It is possible with this roster. This roster is not bad. I don't think they're bad at all. I mean, I feel like
they're overhyped.
Ingram.
I feel like that this Lakers team is overhyped. I agree they have some great young pieces. I gave them so much praise last year as well too. But the pieces that they brought in after LeBron James, that's going to cause some really bad situations in that locker room.
I agree. I think
you don't have an enforcer to rodeo these guys back in.
I agree.
People people talk about Dennis Rodman when he was with
the Pacers. That's what it reminds me of, the Pacers. Not just because Stevenson is there, but because it's like there's a whole bunch of role players. There's LeBron, and I mean, I would have to see Kuzma take a huge leap. I would have to see Pope take a huge leap. Ingram, somebody's got to take a huge leap.
But the question still remains is, will they be able to take that next leap? Because it's now LeBron's show.
I don't think LeBron's going to be out here trying to score 30 or 40 points tonight. He's getting older. You know what I mean? He's going to need – he even was kicking the ball out to J.J. Redick. I mean, he wants J.J. Redick to be the one to be the scorer in Cleveland. You know what I mean?
Who?
You couldn't rely – J.J. Not Kyle Korver. I'm sorry. I mixed up the two 3-point shooters.
No. See,
I didn't want to put $5 in a jar, so I think what I was going to say.
I think you might need to put $5 in a jar,
I didn't
because I know exactly what you're about to say.
I mixed up the 3-point shooters.
In fact, Helen just walked out, gave you that. Were you about to say this? Are you really about to say this right now?
I didn't say it though, so it does not matter.
It does matter. It's the fact that you already added that tone in there. Yes, Helen, you should bring it over here. Yes, you should do this and put that 5 in there.
I mixed up the 3-point
Put that 5 in there. In there. I can't believe you said J.J. Redick.
I meant Kyle Korver. You know I meant Kyle Korver.
No, I'm sitting there and I'm watching you and I'm listening to you say J.J. Redick 3 times.
You know I meant Kyle Korver. I mean, Kyle Korver played for the Cavs.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to put that $5 in that jar.
You say that. I mean, I didn't say it. I felt like I recovered. I mean, it's not like I even learned Joe Chi's real name, so I didn't have to call him the Chinese kid. I mean, come on.
Doc Plus.
Oh, Kyle Korver. He expected Kyle Korver.
Oh my gosh.
Shoot threes. He expected, Kevin Love to shoot threes, and now he's gonna come over to LA and he's gonna expect that. I mean, let me tell you, Lance Stephenson looks great in street ball. Like, he took over a street ball game I saw on Bleacher Report. It looked great. Can he do that in a real game?
Said Lance Stephenson?
Lance Stephenson had a great b-ball street ball game. I saw it on Bleacher Report.
Oh, we're not saying that Lance Stephenson stinks. We're not saying that at all. He can ball when he puts his mind to it.
Absolutely.
But now he's playing on the team with the person he made his career instigating, along with a bunch of other people who have some crazy on-court history.
True.
And we're really going to say they're going to make it to the NBA Finals? Are we really saying this right now, ladies and gentlemen? Is that what the people are saying? That the Lakers going to make it to the finals to beat to beat the Doc's Rockets?
There you go. Now you're talking my language, because I was going to say there's no way they're beating the Rockets.
To beat the Golden State Warriors? Like, what? Like, to beat a strong Utah team? Are you kidding me?
With Grayson Allen now, yeah, it's going to be tough.
Like, are you really sitting there? Like, I really want to sit across the desk with someone to tell me with a straight face that LeBron James is going to carry this team to the finals in the West. And you know what I'm going to do, Doc? I'm going to look them right there in their face. I'm going to say, I respect your opinion, but you lost your damn mind.
You lost your mind. Especially if you think you're getting against the Rockets.
Like, come on.
I mean,
like,
better off.
They're gonna push the Rockets to 6 games.
I don't think so.
You know, the Warriors 5.
I think if they play the Warriors in the first round, like if it goes the way it did last year, and the Rockets get the number 1 seed, it'll probably be Rockets Warriors again.
Absolutely, 100% agree.
You know what I mean? If we fall, like people are claiming that we're going to fall, 10 to 12 games or whatever, which I just don't see that happening. I can see us dropping maybe 5 games. We might go 60 games.
You're probably going to go between 56 to 58.
I was going to say 57 to 62. We might drop a few games. I don't think it's going to be a big drop off like that. I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying that.
It's going to be between 56 and 58 games you're going to win.
No. I think 60 is a great number, and we're so good. And
and I understand that. And I respect your opinion, both as an analyst and a Rockets fan. But I feel like you're way being too hopeful right now.
Wow. I can't believe you said that.
Way being too hopeful. Like, if they win 60 games, like, by all means, I'll eat humble pie, and I admit that you was correct.
I believe they will, though.
I don't think they're getting beyond 60 games.
65 last year was pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie.
65 last year was special, and that's because no one expected them to get 65 wins.
I don't even know how they did it.
And that's on top of not having Chris Paul for a good chunk of the season too.
Yeah, and James Harden was out for about 10 to 12 games.
Exactly. But now you have to try to incorporate another primary scorer in Melo and see what's going to happen with that. And you lost two of your wingmen. Like, you have to. I'm not saying that their value is equal to Carmelo. I'm not that stupid.
Not even just Carmelo. It's just their wings. I mean. Their wings. Sometimes you need to hold
no one cares about the wings. No one cares about the wings. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, stop talking about wings. Like, everybody must be hungry.
But are you getting what I'm saying though? Are you seeing what I'm saying though? Like, I'm not trying to lessen the value of your team, but
tear down Mike D'Antoni's Space Mountain.
Stop it. Can't believe you said that. Can't believe you said that. I was happy with D'Antoni when he was the coach of the Knicks.
I wish people would stop talking about the Rockets period until they win the playoffs and win the championship next year.
Like, I feel like if Jennifer would have said, "Oh, well, Houston, maybe you should start talking trash after you win the championship, or maybe even get out the West."
Yeah, something like that.
That would have been fair.
She just came up, though. I mean, her Twitter is going to be crazy. I wonder if she's going to get paid for these T-shirts. I mean, it's going to be pretty ridiculous.
I feel like she just did that just to get the marketing.
She did a great job. I mean, I'm sure a whole bunch of people responded to him, but somehow hers is the one that must have struck a nerve.
Because she literally said that they haven't won a playoff game since she's been in the league.
Oh my goodness! Well, I do like this new interactive final thought.
At least tell me one thing. At least tell me from the Twitter feed, because you got the power of the Twitter, and make sure you follow Debate Amongst Friends on Twitter at Debate Amongst Friends. Mm-hmm. Did people correct her?
It doesn't look like it. And like I said, I was looking at it on Bleacher Report. That's where it first got me.
And that's my problem. That's my problem. No one didn't say, look at this person saying this to light a fire under CJ McCollum, but what she said is inaccurate, and here's why.
Let's take a look. Let's see, CJ. Let's just look real quick.
Like, tell me if I'm off kilter about this.
No, you're absolutely right. Let me take a look here. Let's see.
Like, I'm pretty sure Marlo Ronaldo would agree with my assessment. Stephen A. Smith would not agree with my assessment. Max Kellerman will, for the most part. The less I say about LaShannon Sharp, the better. And Skip Bayless is still counting the little spots from his eyes.
So they did not correct her.
Mm-hmm. I know.
What they did was they took what he said by saying, "I'm trying Jennifer." And they went outside.
Oh, boy.
They got some logs.
Oh, boy.
They took him, marinated him with some of that "I'm trying Jennifer," and then slow roasted him all the way down. "I'm trying Jennifer" is now the name of this person's podcast. Somebody send me, CJ McCullum says, somebody send me a "I'm trying Jennifer" t-shirt. So he just kind of rolled with it. Nobody corrected him. Nobody corrected her. All they did.
That's so stupid.
Was slow roast him.
That's so stupid.
For hours. One person even has a "I'm trying Jennifer" gif with one of the sisters from The Simpsons. One of Marge's sisters. Right here with the little vision test. "I'm trying Jennifer." Right there.
Wow.
So they slow roasted him for hours.
I can't believe no one corrected her.
No one.
Like, people just take those little things and they just jump on it. They just jump on it. Like it's like that video that we saw earlier, the one that I sent you this morning, the one that 4 Eyes posted out there on Facebook. Like this is the kind of garbage that we at Debate Amongst Friends never tolerate. I mean, like, yeah, we laugh at it, but like it's good for a chuckle, and then it needs to be put behind us.
Sometimes things just gotta go, like The Wiz. Which is pretty unanimous all day. Unless
I really feel like that, other than the Purple Rain comment person.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty much the general consensus.
Well, where I got the post from, I was shocked that before I even had a chance to comment, 2 or 3 other people had already said The Wiz.
Yep.
And I was just like, okay, well, glad I'm not the only one who thinks so. But I mean, you just can't get rid of movie of pizza to Daddy Green's Pizza.
No.
You just can't. Kiss my Converse. You just can't.
Kiss my Converse.
Can't.
Like, just make sure he's there at the designated place at the designated time, so I can designate his. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of Debate Amongst Friends. We are finally at Endgame. Tonight's outro track is by the gospel singing duo Joint Heirs. Title of the track is called "All My Needs" from their The Solution album, released in 2013. We put the links to their Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and their inquiries page right here on the video description. So make sure you check them out in the video description below. As well, as always, we always got to give a shout out to Coop Dog for doing our intro track. It's still just as good for season 3.
It really is. Yes. And we'll be back next week just as big as Dean Ambrose.
I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you're saying this right now. I feel like you're purposely trying to put me on tilt after I put you on tilt. I feel like that's your goal before we get off the air, is for you to try to put me on tilt. It's not gonna happen.
I think last week was pretty rough, though. I forget what you said last week, but I don't think anything can top what you said last week. Whatever it was that just had me tripping. Whatever it was. I was just like, what in the world?
It was a few things. But I think it started off with the 2 sodas.
Oh yes, Dr. K was pretty ridiculous.
That was week 1.
That was ridiculous too, by the way. But I'm gonna try Dr. K's ginger ale and see what they got.
Yes, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow us on our YouTube channel, our Twitter at Debate Amongst Friends, on our Twitch account at Debate Amongst Friends. Game Amongst Friends is still trying to get up there. I'm just waiting on the other people who wants to join in and join Team Neutralize. And we can make some things happen. Follow our Facebook page, facebook.com/Debate Amongst Friends. We got ourselves a Facebook group as well, too. Facebook.com/group/Debate Amongst Friends. Instagram account at Debate Amongst Friends. Our SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, TuneIn, Player FM, and any and all podcast apps available on your mobile and iOS devices. But just like the doc said, we'll be here every single Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure that's Eastern Standard Time. I can't believe you did that. You're still not gonna put me on tilt though. But thank you very much for tuning in tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Professor John Gotti.
And this is Dr. Wednesday Night, the podcast beast.
And we'll catch you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Bang.
Taste the ocean.
Father, I trust you. Though my situation looks mighty deep, I still believe in your promises. Though my chances may look slim, they told me I should give up and lay down. There ain't no use in trying to pray, but you didn't give up on me. I know you're able to make a way out of no way. You said you supply everyone of my needs. Yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did. Father, I trust you. Yeah. Even when the road gets mighty rough, I still believe in your holy word. It's still the first thing I turn to when things get tough. Now I'm not saying every time I find myself trying to make $1 out of a nickel and a dime. But as soon as I fall down on my knees, you're right there to give me just what I need. You said you'd supply everyone of my needs. Yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did. And you know what? I believe that you'd supply every one of my needs. Well, I know you will. Yes, you do. Just what you say. Yeah, hey. Hey. Yeah. Oh. Yes, I know. They said that you like every one of my needs, every single one of my needs. I believe you supply every one of my needs. I don't worry. I'm not afraid, no. I believe Yes, I believe. But everyone of my needs, of my needs. I believe. Yes, I believe it. I ain't got a single doubt about it. Yeah. People take good care of me.